Hello guys, this is Becca, and I'm here to share a few swap and glue pages that I've completed. I want to go ahead and say, if you hear any banging or doors opening or anybody talking, my husband's remodeling my bathroom, and so he's in and out, and you'll hear the doors closing and things like that, so just overlook all that. But I wanted to come on real quick and share this with you. In my last video, I showed you the images that Stephanie from Stephie's Crafty Adventures sent me for a swap and glue. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I love them all. This here is the first page that I did on this side here, and I had to put this little saying in the middle because that is so me. It says, excuse me, it says the more white paint, the better. It's an ideal background that makes everything look light and fresh, and then you can do what you want with everything else. And that has always been my thinking. I love white walls in my house. Now, I don't have white walls in my house because other people thought that we didn't need white walls in our house. They didn't like white walls. So, my bathroom, from about head high on me, which is not very high, I'm only 4'11", so about 4 foot up the wall is a blue tile, and then from there on up to the ceiling is white. That's the only room in my house that is white. And I love white walls. But anyway, I wanted to put that, and so I signed it right here, Swap and Glue, Steffi's Crafty Adventures, 7/31/21. Then I also love country stuff, so I did this collage of just different country images that was in the images she sent. Succulents and rustic housing, and just beautiful settings in a country home. I thought was so pretty. So I did that. I always try to do 4 pages from each set of images that I'm given. And I was just sitting here with nothing to do. You know, I'm not feeling good today at all. And hubby's busy, and I really can't, you know, do anything else. So I was just sitting here, and I said, well, I'm just gonna do this page. And then I said, well, let me do one more. And then I got started, and I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 2 also. So I did. So this page is just, it's about water, like fishing or what do you call it, deep sea diving, looking at the fish. They're doing something with this walrus. That article was something about the walrus out here. This is a sand crab. I just put different things on here. This is a bird that's out on the beach. And this was on, I put a background of a man in a boat fishing. He's covered up. I covered him up. All but, you know, these places like this, I left, you know, as the background. But this was the saying on that page, a fishing machine. And down here at the bottom was some kind of device. And that's what it was talking about, but I covered that up. So, but I left those words just for the fun of it. So I did that. Then she sent me several pages of that looked like come out of a catalog that was selling craft items. And so I decided, you know, I've mentioned several times about, hold on. Okay, you know, several times I've mentioned about the way we used to collage in school, which I like the modern day collaging. I love making a story or just using big, bold, bright pictures. But you know, back in the day when I was a kid, the magazine pages they were thicker, they were bolder, the colors was just bright and vibrant. They were just beautiful. Magazines nowadays is not like that. They use very thin paper. Their coloring's not very bold and pretty. You know, it's just kind of plain and blah. They don't have a lot of pretty bright colors in the magazines nowadays. But I used to love, I don't know if y'all know anything about like the country extra, birds and blooms, farm and ranch, all of those. They were from a certain, I can't think of the name of the company that made all of them, but their pages was just so bold and so bright and so vibrant. I had subscribed back several years ago now, probably over 20 years ago now, but I had subscribed to them, to every one of them that they made, except for Reminisce. They also do Reminisce, and back then I just wasn't really into that, because in their magazines it was the old time, more the black and white type pictures and things, and I was buying them. I read some of the articles, but I actually mostly got it for just to sit down and flip through the vibrant, beautiful pictures. And so when I was in school, we had a lot of beautiful pictures and magazines that we could cut out and make collages. But this here is what I was talking about, where you just, now I did use a theme, because I used those papers that, my theme is coloring, or colors, or markers, you know, anything to do with painting or coloring. But back when we was kids, we didn't even necessarily, you know, have a theme. We just seen a picture in the magazine we liked, we cut around it, what we call fussy cutting now, glued it on there until we had the whole page just covered. We would cover over, see how I just kind of interlapped over each other. That's the way we did. And some would get covered up when you was trying to fill in another, because you used just like a white sheet of paper or a piece of cardboard, construction paper or something. So it was just solid white mostly on the back. Well, you wanted to cover up all of those white spots. And so you would cover, you know, put a piece of paper halfway over the other picture, you know, or whatever. And that's kind of the way, you know, this is similar to the way we did as a kid. And so I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do on this page, is just make a page about coloring. And so I did. I cut out all the markers and crayons and watercolors and Copic markers and different things. I just cut them out and just glued them, you know, just covered the whole page. And I overlapped some's kind of hidden because of having to overlap here, overlap there to cover up the background and stuff like that. So I really like the way that come out, although I still love the bold, bright colors. But I decided I wanted to use the little note that Stephanie sent with the swap and glue. So I took it and just folded it, and I stapled it up there, and then I put a couple of photos, a couple of the pictures that I cut out, and, you know, colors, the crayons, and then the two crayons there. And I really like the way it come out. I have really enjoyed the swap and glue. If you don't know what a swap and glue is, if you're new to my channel or new to swap and glue and don't know what I'm talking about, you just get a partner, someone you know that does the swap and glue. You get in contact with them and tell them that I think I've run out of little pieces, strips of paper that I was using for my tags. Okay, I'll just use a piece of this then. You just get in contact with them and tell them that you would like to do a swap and glue with them. You know, you can comment on one of their swap and glue videos that they're doing, showing you know, one that they're doing at the time, and you can just comment and tell them you'd like to do a swap and glue with them, and y'all get in contact with each other and exchange addresses. And then what you do is you, out of magazines, it don't have to be just magazines, but it's mainly magazines, because that's, you know, what it started out being. But you know, some people do send other type images besides just magazine images. Some people send like pictures from you know, pages out of old calendars and stuff like that. But it's mainly, it started out with just doing magazine pictures. And so you send them like 15 to 20 pages with images on it that they can use in their swap and glue, and they'll send you some pages from magazines. And then you take what the images that they have sent you, and you make you a collage with it. Now, some people only do one page. Some people does the one 2-page spread. I like to do 4 pages or 2-page spreads, however you want to call it. Like this would be, since they wasn't really, well, these two here really kind of combined because they're both country. Although this side was more about the white walls and this was more about the country style look, but yet they both country, so that could be like a 2-page spread. These here are totally opposite, so these are a 1-page spread and a 1-page spread. But I like to do 4 pages from the images that people send, because they also always send plenty to do that much with. And then I have, you know, pages left over. So then what's left over, I take and put it in my stash to trade with someone else or to use later in another collage that I just do on my own. I wouldn't necessarily do it as like Stephanie's swap and glue with me. When I put her items back in my stash and I use them later, it's just my items then. So that's the way I like to do it. That way I use more of their images that they sent. Now what I'm doing here is we like to sign it with whoever has given us the images. Like right here on this page, I didn't put anything on this page because this is like, I may write right here like I'll put Stephanie's Crafty Adventure, so I'll know that was her page too. But I got swap and glue Stephanie's Crafty Adventures 7/31/21, and then this here is the little card that she's given me, and I'm gonna put right up here 7/31/21, so I know that was the date I did this collage. And then over here I'm writing swap and glue. Let's see, I think she has it Stephie. Let's see, STEPHIES, Stephie's Crafty Adventures, and it's 7/31/21 is when I done it. So there we go. Now I'm going to show you what images I have left and that I will be putting in my stash. So that is the 4 pages that I've done with the images Steffi's Crafty Adventures sent me. And now I'm going to show you what I have left, and I will be putting these in my stash to use at a later time. And you see, people always send way more than you can use on, you know, just like even 4 pages. But I do have some ideas with some other things. This here is a picture I had cut out from somewhere and didn't use. So I got that. I cut this out and used it somewhere, and then I have the rest of this page left. I think I have some more loose. Let me look in there. I think I had some more loose pieces. Yeah, here's one stuck to the bag if I can get it out. This beautiful little picture here This here is what I already have an idea for. I am going to make me a glue book that I'm going to put just animals in. This here is calendar, old calendar pages. I told you some people send that. Look at that little dog. I am going to use these in a, you know, naturally I'm going to have to cut them out, condense it down. I may even have to kind of cut around on them themselves, you know, to make it fit. But I am going to make me a glue book that I put just animals in. And that popped in my mind when I saw those, that I wasn't going to use them in the swapping glue pages I did. I'm going to use these later in a animal glue book that I'm going to make. Then this one here, I'm going to use this for the front of one of my glue books. I'm going to place it on there where this will be right in the middle, and then I will cut around the edge and let that be the front of my glue book. So I've already got an idea for that. And then here's some more animals that I can use. I'll use this side and this side that I can use in my animal glue book. And then these are just some beautiful images that I will put in my stack. That door is beautiful. That I can either swap with someone later, or, you know, use in a glue book that I would do myself. And so that's the way I like to do it, guys. And it is so much fun. You know, it's relaxing. You just sitting here and you cutting out images and gluing them in a book. You can use anything for a glue book. This is some of those catalog pages I was telling you about. And this is where I cut out some of the colors. And I still have some left that if I wanted to use it for that, I could, you know, use it. But that is my images that I have left. And all of these will be going in my stash or in books that I've done got my mind, you know, that I already have excited and ideas to do. So that's what we will do. And thank you so much, Stephanie, for swapping with me. I love all the images. I love the pages that I've done so far and how they turned out. I love being able to use these items, these images, for other glue book ideas that I have in mind. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my glue books and the swapping glues. And I'm making journals, and I call them journals, but they'll probably end up being glue books instead of actual journals because I don't really journal. But I'm making books, you know. I just call them journals because they're something you can write in, you know, paste pictures in or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that, so I'll be sharing that with you. And I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and I will talk with you all. Oh, I was going to say, if you would like to do a swap and glue with me, my email address is always in the description of every video. So just email me and tell me that you would like to do a swap and glue with me, and that we will swap images and do a swap and glue. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will talk with you later.